Hey there, internets. This is Kyle with another edition of the My Business Launch Secrets YouTube channel. We're here on day 114 in my journey in starting a new online business and trying to get from $0 to $1 million in revenue in the course of a year. These videos are mostly for accountability to myself in terms of making a little progress every day, not intended for great entertainment value. Sorry to say if that's why you clicked on this video perhaps. Today is Sunday, and I did have a little more time to make some more progress in building out the main site elements for my site, thephdengineer.com, which I had kind of already laid out the framework in a previous video, but today I was able to actually fill out some of the content, and I did use the great ChatGPT to help me actually generate a fair number of words on a couple pages. The website's not like very extensive, tons of pages or anything. I intentionally am keeping it pretty streamlined. There's not really any point at all in having a bunch of pages at this point, but even for the few that I needed to have at least some decent amount of text on there, 2 pages in particular, an About Me page and a FAQ page. I just had a little chat with the old artificial intelligence, and it told me what I should write, and it's pretty good. I made some minor tweaks here and there, but for the most part, it got me done a lot faster than if I had been the one that was trying to just do it all on my own. So thanks, OpenAI. I know you'll probably bring down society as we know it, but for now, you make my life a little easier, and I'll take that. I also got to making a little bit of a shift in how I was going to set up my lead generation or opt-in page. Originally, I was setting it up to you go to the main site and there's a button that says, join the whatever list community thing. Hit the button, it gives you a pop-up. That's where you put in your email address, hit the button, whatever. And I did that originally because that's what magneticmarketing.com, how that's set up, and I think marketingsecrets.com, which are two, again, ClickFunnels associated brands. And I thought, if that's the way they do it, then that seems reasonable, I guess. Probably a good example, a good model to go by. But then I noticed within ClickFunnels 2.0, when you build a funnel, one of the funnels is, one of your standard funnels is an opt-in funnel. And then I was thinking I wonder how they did, I don't really know how they would do that as a funnel within the whole ClickFunnels 2.0 framework, as opposed to just it being the paid site, I guess they call it. Your main site is the main landing page. And again, the pop-up is what the pop-up is. The pop-up is associated with the page itself, which, anyway, it's hard to explain without any context on ClickFunnels 2.0, but it doesn't matter. The point is, I wanted to set it up as its own funnel for people to do the opt-ins. Now when you go to the home page, it just says, click this button if you want to join. You click that button, it actually takes you completely to a different page, which is the actual landing page where, it has the email address input box and of course a button to say, sign me up. Pushing it into a funnel, it does give me the option to do the split testing and various other workflow types of things, I guess. But split testing is always something people talk about in this world. Not that I know jack shit about anything, but, I understand from a fundamental perspective, the ability to kind of split your traffic in two different directions and then just see which one of those is kind of converting better, and then, kill the one that is lower performing, focus on the one that's higher performing, and then continually do splits and off of that, new one, et cetera, until you get something that's more highly optimized and getting the highest conversions. So I figured, this is a big selling feature of ClickFunnels 2.0 is that you can easily set up all these workflows and split tests and whatnot in your account, and so that's what I did. So I set up a split test. Very simple, identical page, identical words and everything. One is white text on a black background. The other one is black text on a white background. So very creative of me in doing that, but I just thought that was a good idea because it's actually something that Russell Brunson brought up in a podcast that I was listening to, maybe a couple of weeks ago, about how he used to pretty much do all of his pages as black background with, white. And apparently somewhere along the way, somebody came up to him and said, hey, why do you always use that color scheme? Is that the one that's most optimized? You found, it's the highest converting, etc. And Russell's response, well, actually have always done it just because I think it's the coolest looking, which I agree. I prefer that myself. As the individual pointed out to him, that apparently lots of other big marketing agencies have run tons of tests over, years and years, and have generally always found that black text on light backgrounds always outperforms white text on black background. And So the guy that was asking Russell Brown about this was assuming like Russell maybe had some great idea for secret knowledge, that maybe the industry was missing because he's Russell Brunson. But the fact of the matter is Russell just was doing it because he liked it and not following his own principles of testing everything as he was going. And so then he has now, I guess, switched to do the opposite, having black text on the light background. So I figured, well, I'll just do my own little test. I mean, I don't have any traffic at this point because I haven't turned it on really, and not to say I'll get a ton of traffic even once I have it turned on, but why not? It's there. It doesn't cost me anything extra. I can just put it in there. I'm just curious. I like to see data. So I want to, basically what I'll do is every time somebody clicks go to the funnel page, which may be a link from my YouTube channel or somewhere else, whatever, like half the time it'll route the traffic to one of those options, and the other half the time it'll route them to the other option. So 50-50 split. So for every 2 people that come to my funnel, one should get one version, one should get the other version. And again, then just play it out and see what the conversion actually is. And this is all this is doing is, collecting an email address. So I thought that was pretty neat, nifty, whatever. Something to do. Did not require a lot of extra work, which is good. Again, that's certainly something that I do appreciate about ClickFunnels 2.0 of, making some of these types of things very easy. This, like if I was doing something through Thinkific, I mean, it's just not an option, right? And various other landing page kind of softwares. I mean, you just set up your site. It is what it is. Maybe you get some data or some analytics in terms of how your pages are converting, but there's no option to divert traffic one way or the other, based on some split test criteria or something like that. And there's a lot of functionality built into ClickFunnels 2.0 that you can get really fancy and complex, have more than just 2 different options. I mean, you can have multiple different options and split up the traffic in any number of ways, but trying to keep things simple still, so I just figured I'd do this. So with that, I've got all the core pages built out. The only 2 I'm still missing that I need to get before I would really push it to go live is a privacy policy page, and a terms and conditions page, which actually I already have some text that I had built up in previous sort of versions of what I'm doing, but never really finalized it. It also, like, this was back when I was really planning to use Thinkific, or I was pretty sure I was definitely going to use Thinkific, so some of the language is specific towards that, which I might just delete that for now. And I mean, if it's necessary to change it, if I do end up using Thinkific, then maybe I'll do that. Although again, I think I'm going to try to use all the membership and course building functions within ClickFunnels 2.0 for now, and just see if it works, see if I can make it happen. So I need to update the text there, just drop it in the web pages. That'll be done. Yeah, then I can just at least turn it on, make it active. And from there, next step is just updating this, again, old YouTube channel that's going to be now the newly branded with the PhD engineer stuff, and start to push out the message that, hey, this old site going to be active again on this site, and whatever, new name, new details, and then start to push people over to the website so they can join the list, et cetera, et cetera. And maybe I might also turn on the option to become a member on YouTube, just because I think it's pretty much free for me. I mean, it doesn't really cost me anything aside from telling YouTube, yes, it's okay to collect money from people on this website and give me some of that monies, et cetera, et cetera. I'll have to look into that. But nevertheless, I think we're getting close, at least of getting things kind of launched in a sense. Now, this isn't even launched like the membership program, so this is not even saying I'm going to push people to start buying anything. Again, this is just to start to have a mechanism by which I can start to get people to sign up so I can start to build a list. So that's really the core focus right now, is building the list, even though I'm generating $0 from that list. Yet I want to just kind of be sure, like, are people even interested in this? Are they even willing to give an email address? And I do have some freebie thing that I need to work on in terms of something I'll give them for signing up on the list. But yeah, I just want to see if there's any interest there. I'm getting getting a fair bit of traffic through this YouTube channel. I mean, how many of those people are actually interested enough that they want to kind of explore more, go to a separate website? I don't know. Maybe none of them. Maybe they're just there to watch a quick little YouTube video to answer some problem they're working on in their class, and that's all they care about. They don't care about anything else. That's fine. But I think there's probably at least some fraction of those, of the thousands of people that are watching my videos, probably some of them at least, that are interested in exploring a little bit more. So that's the plan there. And then once I get all that kind of rebrand stuff done, then it's really, I need to start creating some newer content that I can start to push to the channel. Again, just to start to show people that, yeah, I'm being active, generating some new content, etc. And, ultimately, again, if I can get people on the list, I can start to, do things like ask requests for, hey, I'm building up this membership thing. What would be valuable for you. What the types of content or information or resources would you be interested in having? And then that would help provide clarity in terms of what I needed to actually make. So this all seems really dumb and like something I just should have done from the beginning, but whatever. I had other rationale for what I was doing at the time, and whatever, it is what it is. We are here now. We shall move forward. So with that, about to hit the midnight mark here this evening, so I think it's about time to call it quits, back into the day job tomorrow. Hoping to hear maybe tomorrow from the, potential new job. Again, the interview that I finished on Friday. I did have an email exchange with the recruiter over the weekend. Well, she just emailed me late Friday evening just asking how the interviews went, and I wrote her back on Saturday just saying, yeah, went well, and, what's kind of the next step here in the process sort of thing. So maybe when she gets back in the office tomorrow, she'll write me back and let me know, because I'm curious. To a certain extent, I don't really wish, but I don't know, it's just a thing that it would make it easier if they actually just came back and said, yeah, we're actually not that interested. Or, yeah, this other dude that we interviewed, we actually going to offer him the job, or we already offered him the job and he accepted, so we're not interested. Because then that just makes things easier for me from a decision-making point of view, because I don't have to make a decision. They already made the decision for me. All I have to decide at that point is how the hell I'm going to keep getting through my day job, which sucks so bad. Although there are some things changing with my day job. I don't know. Maybe in the next couple months, I might have some newer opportunities still within my current job, but just some slightly different things to work on, which might be more interesting. I don't know. It's no guarantees, and I think I don't have high expectations that it'll be a lot better, but it will at least just be something different. So I'm fine, like if I were to have to stay in my current job, but I was just able to do different things every 6 months or a year or whatever the time frame is, then maybe at least I could kind of keep my sanity of not having to continually beat my head against the wall for the same dumb shit happening day in and day out. Right. But I don't know. We'll see. Again, that's only if they come back and say, yeah, we're not interested. If they come back and say, yes, we are interested and here's our offer, etc. Well, then, okay, now I have to actually invest mental energy into making a conscious decision as to whether or not I'm going to make that jump or not. But we'll see. Stay tuned. In any case, hope you guys are doing well. Keep on kicking ass, taking names. See you in the next one. Peace.